Okay, what we're going to do is make a bot and go ahead and set it up to alert us when there's a ticket over 15 minutes. There is a MSP masterclass coming up. As you can see, make sure you reserve your seat. It's going to be fun. So, what we're going to start with is going to the dashboards that we want. And because this is a new installation, there are no dashboards. So we're going to go ahead and start creating one. You got to have a place to put your widget. I always like to, name them for what they are. Or if you have a bunch of different departments using this, start with a department abbreviation. That way it makes it easier to sort and filter. So this is going to be for service management, and it's going to be about live data. So I'm going to tag it live data. I'm going to tag it service management. That way I can group it later when I'm making more of these service management, such as KPI board or metrics board or a team board. I can just say, okay, let me see all dashboards related to service management. I'm going to give it a good descriptive name. I'm going to say widgets for live data so the team can manage to green. So manage to green is a good concept. So you put widgets on the dashboard from most important on the left to the right. It's just like you're reading. Green, 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 green. Anything's not green, right? Then there's something to deal with. Green, yellow, red. It's just like a stoplight. So here we have our blank dashboard. Now we need a widget. So again, MSPBots gives you a lot of templates. So don't reinvent the wheel. We're going to go to the widgets. And we have all the template widgets. Notice that we have no widgets here. Again, this is a new installation. So I go to my template widgets and I see it's, okay, there's open tickets, but I want tickets in new status. So they have a widget, ticket in new status, coinkadinky. That's what we need. So I'm going to hit this and I'm going to clone it to an existing dashboard. I want to clone it, and even if you make widgets, you want to keep like a golden image. You want to keep it that says, okay, this one's perfect, and if you want to use it, let's make a clone, and we should use that one for all dashboards. We should use slicers and filters and whatnot to change the views, but have as few widgets as possible. We only have one dashboard, so we're going to move it over there, and as you can see, it adds this tag. This is what we want. Hit save. And now we're going to go edit the widget. So this is tickets and new status, but we don't just want tickets and new status. We want tickets and new status greater than or equal to 15 minutes. Card number showing the amount of tickets in new with a ticket age greater than or equal to 15 minutes. So why do you put this here? Same as on the dashboard, when you mouse over the information, it'll give you this whole description. If it's complex, you say, here's the formula I use, or if there's a how-to or a wiki article for it, you can link to it. You always want to be descriptive. In here, we're going to go look at it, edit, and all the things you see here are the drill down fields. So if I see a number 1 and I click it, it'll give me all this information. So for this, what I want to see is any tickets exactly in new. Is that my only new status? Well, look at that. I got a new Huntress. I got a new Lion Guard. So I want to know all new tickets. It may not be on the board I choose, but I can use this for any board. So my board name, it's a board slicer. Now, the board slicer I want to use is not called board name. It's called ConnectWise API, and it's because we've customized it board name 2. And I know that, but if you have a custom board or you're using standard boards, pick those. And what this says is on any board that's on this slicer, and again, a slicer is a filter, choose it. If I wanted to, I could put the board names here and say just on this board. But hard coding into a widget says that's the only thing it can be used for, right? And then you'd have to make a new one for another board. It's easier to use slicers. So you can make one widget and just rinse and repeat. If we want this for the RMM board, same thing, just just choose the RMM board. Now territory is if we're saying you've got teams. I've got my legal team, and I've got my medical team, and I've got my finance team. So I only want to see tickets for that team or that territory. But because we don't use that, we're taking it out. Now here's what we want to measure, right? The total number of tickets that are over 15 minutes, which I have to add that condition, right? So I want to know the ticket age. So just type in age, find the ticket age, and I want it to be greater than or equal to 15 minutes. These are minutes. And then I want to know the count of ticket numbers, right? It'll be something up here. You can use ticket numbers or IDs or whatever and say that's going to be in a number, but I want a distinct count. I don't want the average, a difference, whatever. Hit add, hit save, and then this won't change until you hit apply. So a couple more changes. Here, I don't want this to say new tickets. What I want it to say is what the goal is. Goal equals 0. If your target is 5, target 15, when I look at this, I want to know what it's supposed to be so I don't have to guess. You may know it, but when you have a new person, they may not know it. So now I'm going to come over here and I want my yellow, red, green, right? Green is 0, and it's saying if it's greater than 0, it's red, which it's not. We want to say if it's greater than at whatever size. We're going to say if it's greater than 5, it's red, because you will have some tickets. Oops. If it's greater than 5, it's going to be red, right? That's the bad thing. And then we want to say if it's ticket greater than or equal to 1. So I'm going to say I'm going to add the condition if that ticket count is greater than or equal to 1. Right? It's going to be yellow. If I can get a good yellow in here. There we go. Hit OK, hit apply, and now I have my 3-step count, hit apply. And it's saying on all boards, without the filter, there are 48 tickets over 15 minutes. So we'll go ahead and close and save changes. So now I know I want just the service board. So I need to add the slicer. Again, the slicer is like the filter. So I add widget, and here you can see the slicer list. I can filter by program that I'm looking for the slicer, or I can just start typing the name. Board name 2. There it is, and I highlight. Anything you highlight or deselect will be what's here. I'm going to add that selected. I'm going to move it around because I like to have everything. I like to have all the slicers on top, and I'm going to make it even. Now it's saying, and I'm going to save. Now it's saying any ticket on the service desk board over 15 minutes, it's 0. Drill down, there's nothing. So we see that. We can validate it. We can look at other boards. Hey, let's go look at the RMM board, right? Turn that off. How many RMM? Oh, there's 48. That's where the 48 are. But now I just want to see service. And we're done. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this. And next, we're going to turn this into a bot.